another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 40th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier. Drew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you, your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Scattered thunderstorms a possibility today. It will be another warm one. We'll top out at around 87. South winds a little strong, gusting over 20 at times. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 65. More chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and remaining warm with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School. Sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Buckle up, boys and girls. DP is in the house. Just let you know, calling an audible. Coach is audible. Normal order, we choose chaos. We're choosing chaos today. Why? Well, what coaching is making a decision. I'm in-game managing. Jay Foreman is on the road. He's traveling, trying to get here. We figure his arrival ETA sometime around 4:30, normally around 4:30. We bring in Kevin Meyer from Meyer Cork and Bottle for Thirsty Thursday. So I said, you know what? Kevin's here. Let's open this bad boy up and let's get cranking. But first, two things in play, folks. 402-464-5685. Starter Heyman text line. You can be a part of what we're doing. Hit us up. Again, live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter Live, and Allo Channel 951. But Austin Orman, let them know about the Mercado.
Certified Piedmontese, every type of meat, every type of cut, and pre-prepared meals.
We like those.
I am a big fan of those. Wifey's out of town tonight. I'll be joining her tomorrow. I need something pre-prepared. I am not chefing it tonight.
Bachelor. Look at you. Enjoying those final days of pre-daddiness.
I was delighted to see Illinois week. It got moved up to a Friday.
There we go.
Delighted to see it moved up to Friday.
You got it circled. You got one circled in black, one circled in red.
Yes.
Like let's pay attention to that thing. All right. Give this man his music, please.
Why wait until Friday to start your weekend?
Go ahead, start right now.
You're thirsty now, and 93.7 The Ticket is here to help you stock up.
Just in time for the weekend when I like to hit the clubs.
Time to broaden your horizons and try some new wine and beer. It's Thirsty Thursday with Kevin Meyer from Meyer's Cork and Bottle.
10.
Good one.
10.
That was pretty good.
I give it a 10. A 10. Give it a 10.
All I can think is it Harold Watson?
Harry Watson.
Is that from Coming to America?
No, it's from no. No. So give it a 10. That's from what's the football movie? Varsity Blues.
Oh, okay.
Where he's sitting there, he goes, "What do you think of that presentation?" I give it a 10. 10. A 10. Well, he finally saw the teacher, and he finally saw the teacher. Because wait a minute, we know her.
That's good stuff.
Kevin Meyer, Mark Workabout, how are you, brother?
I'm doing great. Austin, you are going to really appreciate those pre-cooked meals or pre-prepared meals once you are a full-on daddy, because you're going to be busy.
That's what I've been told.
It's amazing what you find out what you can accomplish with one arm and no sleep, because you got a baby.
I already got the second part covered.
Yeah.
I'm a night owl.
You're a night owl. You're not a sleeper.
Not so much.
Neither one of my kids slept worth a darn until they were 5, and they were 5 years apart. So we finally got my daughter sleeping, and then we had the second one. And then I didn't sleep for another 5 years. So I went 10 years just a complete zombie. But still to this day, my kids are 27 and 22. My left arm is still stronger than my right from carrying them in their car seat. So I could, because I have no manual dexterity in my left arm. So I had to do the load bearing there so I could still function on my right side. And it's just the way it is.
This was in my nightclub days when my daughter was born. And so the shift was her mom would leave her with me because I'd get home at 3:00 in the morning. I'd sleep till 6. I'd get up. She'd be on the bed next to me. I'd go to work. Mom would come home. We would alternate.
Tag team.
That was kind of how that worked. And you're right. I was a zombie for the first 2 years. So just letting you know.
I'm a little worried for my wife because she is a bed by 9:30 person. She has a bedtime she likes to be down. So I told her, okay, I can take the early shift because I'm up anyways, but she's also a nurse, so she's up early. So I'm like, okay, I can take the late shift so you can get your last couple hours. But I'll see if that actually works out.
Forget about that schedule.
Yeah.
Throw it out the window. Kevin Meyer, what's up first?
The baby's going to determine what your schedule is.
Look at Rico. Rico's like, my area of expertise.
The baby determined my schedule last night. He's 1 year old. He
Yeah.
turns 2 this year, and he didn't want to sleep.
Oh.
He didn't eat anything. So then he woke up at freaking 3:00 in the morning, and he was like, I'm hungry. And I was like, I'm tired. Please go to sleep.
I see Rico's son. Who runs Border Town?
Not Rico. So
I run
super
Border
cute, but
Town.
sometimes I'm just like, I just
Hey, man.
his crib.
That's how it is.
I imagine that kid's going to be so full of
Both of them. Both of them.
vinegar.
Both of them.
Oh, man.
Running the world. Kevin,
Yes.
this one. Hold on. Let me.
All right. So what we're going to taste first.
Oh,
is-
you're in full summer grass
This
party
is,
mode.
Hey, we are willing it into existence. We willed some rain into existence, which we really needed. So that's good. This is Glacial Till's strawberry rhubarb cider.
I knew you.
And,
You went summer, baby.
Rhubarb is sort of a weird plant because it kind of looks like celery. By itself, it's so sour you can't eat it. But you throw enough sugar on anything, then
It
it
ends up in a pie.
Yeah, it ends up in a pie.
And you never eat the root, right?
Right. No, you chop it off like so you just eat the stalk of it. And I remember when I was a kid, my mom would grow rhubarb, and she would give us like a little cup of sugar and a stick of rhubarb, and we did it like the Lico sticks. you know?
Oh, Nick doesn't know Lico sticks. He
You
has
don't
no
know
idea what
Lico
you're talking
sticks?
about.
Nope, no clue.
So
Oh.
We
Lico's-
called them. Do you ever have Fun Dip, Nick?
Fun dip,
Yeah,
same thing.
yeah.
Same
Okay,
thing.
Fun
Same
Dip.
concept.
Yep, I know Fun Dip.
So and it was basically,
Still not the same.
it was, poor man's Fun Dip.
Right,
That's the way it is.
right.
You got a cup of sugar and a stalk of, a rhubarb, and that was your snack. But
Yes, sir.
Better go enjoy it. So
This is
really good.
yeah. This
Not usually a strawberry guy. I'm not huge on it. I've never had strawberry rhubarb pie because I'm scared. I love this.
it's
You got to dip into the
for
rhubarb
starters,
pie.
it's a beautiful color. It has that nice sort of pinkish orange rosé color. It's fruity without being overly sweet, but super refreshing.
Crisp.
Yeah, doesn't taste like it has any booze in it, which is the dangerous part.
Well, that's what I was
Right.
going to say is you taste the strawberry, but it's not overpowering. So it's not too sweet.
This is you know what this is? This is the second child of a sangria
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Right. It's the thing when you have that metal tub and you cut up every fruit you can imagine and put it into it, and whatever ginger ale or Mountain Dew you decide to use.
And wine.
Yeah, and wine. And this is
sometimes some brandy. Yeah.
Stop telling yourself, Kevin. They don't need to know everything about
Well,
you.
I'm just, sometimes people are going to say, how do you make sangria? I'm like, well, that's where you got to start. Wine, fruit, brandy, and booze.
Do you get many of those requests? Like, what can I do with this liquor?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
What's your favorite answer?
Well, I mean, it just kind of depends on what it is. Like, I had a woman today looking for an Australian spritz that isn't available in Nebraska. But so I did some research and come to find out it's similar to like an Aperol spritz. So it's got a bitter liqueur, it's got some Prosecco, and then usually kind of an orange liqueur, like either a Cointreau, Grand Marnier, or Triple Sec. And then you sort of mix that together and it makes a nice, refreshing drink. So we just basically built our own with what we had in store because the actual pre-mixed product wasn't available. So that happens all the time.
Can I bug you for an Icelandic schnapps?
Well, we had talked about
Brennivin.
that.
Brennivin is the thing.
You were going to text me that, and because I'm
magic.
I have the
black magic
memory retention of a sewer rat.
Which is why I brought it up again 2 years later.
Thanks,
this is why I brought it up 2 years later, because sometimes, as I hit above 60, there are things that, quite frankly, are a priority on Monday, but not so much on Tuesday.
Right. Well, and DP, you're running a 12-ring circus right now anyway, so I don't blame you at all. But
This is a win. Nick, how would you grade this if you're giving the elevator pitch to your friends?
For a summer drink, that is something that I have on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
On a boat rafting trip, I heard you talking about your rafting. You have
that is a raft.
For the ticket
yes.
cruise.
AD rafting.
The ticket cruise. Yes, absolutely.
This is by the case full.
You're outside playing some yard games.
Yeah,
something super simple to go down.
No lawn darts, please.
Nope.
I'm out.
You're playing yard games. You're playing cornhole. You're playing your whatever it is. You're out there. That's what you're having.
Yep.
Super easy.
Austin,
totally agree.
The blueberry one you brought in, one of my first times, will always be my favorite. This is probably in that neighborhood, probably a little closer up the block. Blueberry's got the big mansion at the end.
Yeah.
This has got a really nice house.
I'm gonna co-sign this enough to ask for a case for next week.
Okay.
Shoot me the text. That's how this ranks.
Remind me of the Black Magic Icelandic vodka and the
Brennivin.
Brennivin. I mean, but remind me after the show.
Brennivin,
along with a case of the Glacial Till rhubarb. So
Brennivin.
Make sure.
What else you got?
All right. So we don't do a lot of Spanish wines on the show, so we're going to do one today.
Maybe that's why I said sangria. What is happening here?
What
is happening here, Kevin?
Everything is interconnected. We have wavelengths.
Yeah.
So this is called La Atalaya del Camino, and it is done by a gentleman by the name of Juan Hill. Now, Juan Hill is a disciple of another guy named Jorge Ordonez, who's sort of being lauded as the savior of the Spanish wine industry. And the reason for that is that there are many, many of these old world areas in Spain where they've been making wine the same way for 300 years. And so what he's done is that he will go into these areas and invest in the family using his own money and saying, hey, let's modernize things a little bit. Let's trellis your vines. Let's get you some more modern winemaking equipment, and then I'll represent the wines for exportation in my portfolio. And it's, the wines are amazing for starters because you get the nice hybrid of a New World wine where you get the upfront fruit, you get the dark color, but then you get this nice smoky spice on the finish, and out of a traditional Spanish red, which you don't get out of many other wines. And apparently Jorge Ordonez, while is brilliant and a really hard worker, he's also a bit of a tyrant. And so Juan Hill split off from him and basically is duplicating what he's doing now. So
does Mr. Hill grow his grapes on multiple hills or just one?
Well, it looks like Juan Gil, Gil, but if you're speaking Spain Spanish, it's Hill, like a like an H. So,
Oh.
but I'm sure there are multiple hills that he grows grapes on.
Not just one.
Thanks for that. Dad.
Oh, this is
For the
This
dad
is
tip.
Strick would love this. Like
This is-
he said he's gone. This is I know this is a Strick.
Yeah, I'm filling in for Strick today. So
I'm fully engaged. This is so the next time steaks on the grill, this is it.
The
you don't have to do anything else with it.
I think that'd be solid. I also love
Fajitas?
doing
that's what I was just gonna ask is what types of food pair with which wines?
Spanish foods go with Spanish wines. Italian foods go
That's
with
a
Italian
whole
wines.
hour, Nick.
Well, I need to go down that avenue. I need to learn which lane to stay in.
Well, there's always a good reason why wines of a region pair well with foods of a region. And so, what I would like to do something like this, especially if you'd like to really season up your steak, it would be perfect for that because it's full bodied, it's rich, and it's going to really bring out the best in it. But it also has that smoky spice on the back end. So what I like to do is take a grill pan, spray it with some olive oil, sort of a nonstick spray, and I'll cut up some onions, some peppers, maybe some jalapenos, and throw it all in that grill pan. And it's got holes in the bottom, so it allows the heat through without falling through. Yeah. And then I'll grill some chicken breast, or maybe even you can cook like a flank steak, which is kind of a tough cut of meat. But if you cut it against the grain on a bias, and then chop all that up, and then once it's done, toss it all together, throw it in a tortilla, and a wine like this would be fantastic. With something like that.
We have a minute. Let them know how to find you, and let them know what specials you got going on.
So right now, let's see, this Adelaide Del Camino is on the shelf for $22. You can find us on the corner of 13th and South Streets, 1244 South Street. Phone number is 402-476-1518, or check us out on the web at myerswine.com.
I'll take a case and a bottle. We don't have to wait until next week.
I was just going to ask, what's the strawberry rhubarb run?
I believe these go for about. I should have looked. I think they're like $2.75 a can, and then like about $10 a 6-pack.
And the DP discount.
With the DP discount.
Outstanding. Kevin Meyer, thank you, my friend.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Really appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
All right, we're going to get out of here. When we come back, the big man joins us, Hall of Famer Jay Foreman. We'll be right back, Old School.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the app and listen wherever you are on 94.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock, or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, the area, listen up. Select is it right first time on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. If you're in Lincoln, Waverly, or the surrounding area, contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapesupply.com for more info. Call 402-467-1627.
Celebrate the start of June in style with 2 great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live folk music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword "Come work at Continental today."
Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-95 or go to NovotnyNutritionandWellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts, special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silverado or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. We have outstanding specials on all of our new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at cobblecars.com. You'll be glad you did. New discount must trade in and finance with a roof credit.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop.
Generation V.
Providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor. Selection, great service, and the lowest prices. Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations. Visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Junior Achievement of inspires, prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The Ticket Water Cooler.
Keisei Tamanaga is returning to Nebraska. Just elevates the ceiling of what Nebraska basketball can be this upcoming year. This feels good. Nebraska basketball feels good going in.
When you think of Keisei Tominagi, you think of three, right? And obviously he shot 40% from three-point range this last season. Just a highlight waiting to happen with him. And I believe that his cuts off the ball on the offensive end and his ability to finish quickly, he just catches it and finishes it all in one motion. I think that's going to be extremely important for him.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings.
FM.com.
We are in the building, old school. I want to thank Kevin Meyer again for Thirsty Thursday. Strick is probably in flight on the way back.
Man.
Flying on his cape. It's all good in the hood.
His feet up.
I can see Strick over there talking about, do you have some great poupon?
Oh, he up in American Airlines in the front row.
Or in the little plit lounge or whatever.
Yeah.
Strick seems like if his flight is at 4, He's in the American Airlines lounge at
3:55.
no
Till
No,
3:50.
till
3:50.
until 3:55.
until 3:15, just in case there's a gate change. But he gets there
early
at 10:30.
Yeah, he did early, like enjoying all the perks.
Lunch, little brunch,
All the
actually,
perks.
late lunch, shower, shave, pedicure, manicure, then get on the plane.
All of that.
And then-
When we went to Indy last year.
Then we'll have a glass or two of wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all flew together last year to Big Ten Media Days, and like I said, each one was a story. Jay's the most comfortable flyer I've ever been around. Like Jay if Jay can be the last person on the plane, he's the happiest person you've ever seen, and then he doesn't make a sound the whole flight. Puts on his headphones, you don't know he's there. Strick, you know he's there. Rashawn, you know he's there.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows Rashawn is there. I like to get on. I'm gonna sleep through takeoff, and then I'll be human. This year, so we can go ahead and tell the story now. And if you guys want to be a part of it, you can. This year's Big Ten Media Days, July 26th and 27th in Indianapolis from Lucas Oil Field. This year's crew, and it's two parts of the story, Jay. So Jay, myself, I'm on green. We're flying. Jay's going to go the day before. He's got some business there the day before. So I'm on an aisle fly. Rashawn, Farley are riding with Jake because Jake's got to take all the equipment.
They need to video that, man.
Oh, this
is Jake ready?
Oh, this is the best, right? Because you got to stop every exit for Farley to take a smoke. And then he will try to take the wheel. Rashawn will try to take the wheel from Jake.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing that I don't think Jake understands, or just, I guess it's me, is like, a lot of times I prefer to drive a little bit of control freak. But if you're used to traveling a certain way, I guess, somebody else coming with you, if they don't know how to be a complimentary traveler, it could definitely make it to where, you actually buy them a one-way ticket home.
Yeah.
So,
I'm going to pay for you to fly, just so I don't have to deal with it.
Right. Hey, I got to make another stop, knowing dang well you're going straight through to Lincoln. So
9 hours. 9 hours. I hate, and I don't use the word hate much, I hate long car trips.
I mean, for me, if you're, whether it's us three or anybody, if it's good conversation and it's not just looking at blank like pre-snow winter, like I always say. So I drive, or used to, still do, but drive from Lincoln to Minneapolis. Like I could do it in my sleep, right? But I always say from Ames, because you can kind of anticipate getting to Des Moines, right? It's not the most prettiest drive, but still, here comes a city. Ames is, the next city or town. From Ames to the Minnesota border, I call that creeping death. Especially when it gets dark at 5:30. You have to time up because it's nothing. There is all you see a couple silos, a couple, how, but the houses aren't even close to the highway. It's off in the distance. I call it creeping death. Then once you hit the Minnesota border, you got, Alexandria, then you're just okay, then I'm close to the city. If the drive is like that, that's a problem.
Yeah.
But if it's a drive that you kind of see different places, then and the conversation's good, then I don't mind it. And as long as everybody, you stop, get something to eat, laugh a little bit, it's like a regular road trip. But if it's not scenic, or the conversation is, amongst guys isn't, if you guys have, whether it's different music, different interests, different, communication skills, it can be a long trip because there's only so many things you can look up on your phone because it's still the same 9 hours, and it can be longer than 9 hours.
I know the stories of the road trip that's about to happen will carry this station for a very long time. because we could not pick an odder couple, an odder trio to put together than Jake Sorensen, Terrell Farley.
Who do you feel worse for? Jake, or do you feel worse for Farley and VJ? See, I think Jake just kind of just gets in. Jake is adaptable to an extent.
Jake is about to meet black people he ain't never met before.
Well, first of all, Jake,
like
Jake,
real talk.
Yeah, Jake's very
like Jake is about to meet.
I feel the worst for Terrell.
Oh, I don't think Farley
he's the middle
is
ground.
Yeah,
he's the middle.
You've got highs on both ends.
Yeah.
And Terrell's just gonna he can be like that.
But he's water off the back of a duck.
He could just be
Farley
chill.
It's just like whatever. What y'all doing?
See, because Jake's usually probably used to traveling with Sipple.
Yep.
I don't think he travels with Sipple.
Well, they went over there. I mean,
they didn't travel together.
They didn't.
No.
Oh.
Sipple went with his.
Jake travels with his wife. Nobody travels with Sipple except for like that other crew.
Yeah.
The fact that Jake Sorensen is. We're talking about 18 hours back and forth.
You might get me to do it like one way, but I can guarantee you, I'll be like, dog, you need to pull off somewhere.
You're gonna drop me off halfway.
Chicago. We hit Chicago.
I will hitchhike the rest of the way.
I'm
like we look at the 911 text. Help me.
I would rather sit in the car with somebody with a mask on that doesn't say a word and is holding a machete.
Hey, you want to hear a cool story? A kind of cool story. I was flying from Charlotte to Minneapolis, and so we had a layover. So for whatever reason, we couldn't get to Minneapolis. We had to stop, or you had to stop in like it was either Madison or Milwaukee. So it was like, all right, the next flight isn't until the next day. Well, I'm like, I need to get there. Let's go rent a car. So go to the car rental place. It's just me and this guy. I've never met this dude before. And you talk about opposite. I mean, me and him are total opposite. Both of us going to Minneapolis. We both look at each other. You want to go 50-50? I'm like, cool. Oddly enough, we talked from the time that, the first 5 or 10 minutes was odd. Like, where are you from? He probably thinking like, is this dude going to kill me? I'm thinking like, is he going to leave me? But once we got past the first 10 minutes, we talked from that point on to Minneapolis Airport, nonstop. We stopped, got something to eat at Outback, you know what I mean, and then kicked it the whole way.
That meal matters. Like if you want to roll, I think
the fact that he wanted to go to Outback,
right?
Then I was like,
that's because he could have said something that you'd have went, no.
You want to get some Burger King?
Yeah, he could have said, then it would have been like, yeah. How about
he might kill me?
Hey, you know what I would have did? I would have did like Tiger Woods did the girl that was living with him. Yeah, why don't you go in? I'll be right in. I'll hit the brick.
Gone.
Because he would have never known. He'd never seen me again.
Skid marks.
Yeah.
I'll just leave his half.
Yeah.
I'll just under a rock.
An envelope.
Hey, nah, man. Hey, there's your luggage. I holla.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out, man. Survival skills, man. But yeah, that's a good first segment. We're gonna catch back up, get a short segment. You got NBA finals, first game tonight, and we're gonna dive into that, see what we can come up with, and then got a little bit of soccer news. Messi is decided not to go back to France and Paris, and so forth and so on. So this is Old School. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and Jay on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop,
Generation V.
providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
Sure.
Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Tailored Life is now open in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, shrubs, vines, perennials, and colorful annuals. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Springtime is here, and it's time to get to work on outdoor projects. Deck City is a great place to start as Lincoln's local source for everything decks. Deck City has everything you need to build the deck of your dreams, from treated lumber to Westbury aluminum railings and TimberTech composite decking. Call them today to schedule an appointment at 402-480-6671. Go online at deckcityne.com or visit their new location just north of 33rd and Cornhusker Highway.
Attention all Wings fans. 89-cent wings are back on Tuesdays at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Lincoln. Enjoy the best wings in town for boneless or traditional at a price that makes the whole family happy. And now at the Williamsburg Village Wings and Rings, you can enjoy $1.50 tall boys in Bud Light, Coors Light, Busch Light, and Michelob Ultra every day after 7 p.m. and all day on Sundays. Get to Wings and Rings today and make sure to stop by on Tuesdays for 89-cent wings. Too many people believe that chronic pain, allergies, or illness are permanent and something you're stuck with. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness has been proving that narrative wrong for 29 years and changing lives for the better in the process. Their team is trained in the newest, most advanced pain-relieving techniques and ways to deal with toxins, allergies, pollution, and emotion that make you ill. Call today for a free consultation at 531-254-5695 or go to novotnynutritionandwellness.com. Novotny Nutrition and Wellness, located at 7th and Superior. Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Celebrate the start of June in style with 2 great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live polka music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at SideshowSpirits.com.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Scattered thunderstorms a possibility today. It will be another warm one. We'll top out at around 87. South winds a little strong, gusting over 20 at times. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 65. More chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and remaining warm with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
His own reality show, man.
Oh man,
Austin.
Jay,
we got some interesting news. Okay, I just want your initial reaction. We'll talk more about Tamanaga coming back in the first segment at the top of the hour, because I thought it was going to be announced today. I think it was like as soon as I got in the car, I thought it was like a spoof thing, right? But I guess the morning time was our nighttime, so forth and so on. But I want to ask you about some NBA news, in particular, a team that made a valiant effort to come back, but it's kind of almost like for nothing because it was a fool's gold, getting to the seventh game. And I'm talking about the Boston Celtics. Brad Stevens, which when I see Brad Stevens, number one, he has not one gray hair on his head or he doesn't have any facial hair. Two, he doesn't look like he's aged. So I want to know exactly what he's doing. And three, I'm still amazed how he went from butler, NBA coach, to executive, and why he doesn't want to coach. Because now that's a side note. Brad Stevens, end of the season, whatever, exit interview, they made the decision to bring Joe Mazzulla back. And they reiterated that they want Jaylen Brown back because he's a foundation piece. And essentially 2 superstars are better than only one. I do see where they're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on him as a superstar yet. I've seen incremental improvement, but I only want to see improvement when it matters. And that last game is just
doo-doo
in my brain. How could you do this to yourself? Whatever. Number one, I want to ask you about the Celtics' decision to bring Joe Mazzulla back. What you think? And then number two, which is the second part of the question, what I talked about before, your initial thought of as of today, Jaylen Brown's going to be coming back, and what that means for Tatum, what that means for Brown, and really what that means for the Celtics.
Mazzulla is an interesting question. Rookie head coach thrust into entirely unenviable circumstances. I mean, if you're there, you got to be ready. It's next man up. So if you're in the job, you're in the job. You got to own it. I think the extension that they gave him could have been done this offseason. I think they jumped the gun a little bit trying to show support in the regular season by offering him what they did. If they offer him that now, it makes a little more sense. And you have a little bit more of a sample size. Hey, here's what we like. Here's where we need you to grow. That makes more sense. So I think I'm fine with that for now, given the circumstances of last year. I would have ordered it a little differently if I were Brad Stevens. The Jaylen Brown one, I think you bring him back. I think you do. Who are you going to get that's better? What do you have to give up to get someone that may or may not be better? He hurt his hand at the end of the series against the Sixers. Again, maybe that shouldn't have lasted that whole time, but that's a good athlete. That's a good and willing defender. As long as he's put in the right role where he can be that second side scorer, less distribution put on him, I think he's the right general outline of a second guy to put with Tatum. And they've been playing together for years already. So to blow that up, start from ground zero is a risk. I think you let those guys develop another year or two together, see how it goes. But again, I don't think it's the wrong decision either way. Maybe just the ordering was a little off.
Run it back.
Yeah, I think it's
run it back.
The worst case scenario, you're in the same spot as this year, next year. And as far as just what their team makeup, if they just took the same team, played next year, they probably feel very confident that they can get back to the Eastern Conference Finals or very close to it. I mean, Milwaukee, even though they have, in my opinion, the most unstoppable player in the league. I mean, just can't stop Giannis. They are in transition, coach, and they need to get extremely young. 76ers, I think, we'll talk about this also, got a new coach who I like, right? I do. I mean, I love what he's done. I think he's created a winning culture up there in Toronto that will continue to make them somewhat of a factor. They're kind of like a little brother of Miami Heat. Van Fleet is their star player, and he's an afterthought when you think about it. So I like the move. I'm just a little bit worried about what it means for the rest of the roster, because when we talk about, actually, we're going to talk about NBA in the first. There's a player that played a big role last year that had to take a very short or a smaller role this year, and I think it affected the team, and you saw it throughout the playoffs. both in a good way and a bad way. So NBA talk, we appreciate you guys. At the top of the hour, we'll jump into a little Celtics. We'll get big into the Tamanaga coming back. Could last, half hour, 45 minutes of the show. This is old school, first hour down. Jay Foreman, Austin, DP. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop.
Generation V.
Providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring. I wasn't sure what I was getting into.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out of Starter Heyman with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I absolutely love my ring. I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
Yeah, it was great.
We're definitely coming back.
For sure. Sauter Heyman Jewelers, Lincoln and Grand Island. SauterHeyman.com.
Junior Achievement of Lincoln inspires and prepares young people for success. Learn more about the people involved in the organization and the success stories over the years each Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. for the Junior Achievement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You've driven by GE Landscape Supply countless times, likely without even knowing, at 6701 Cornhusker Highway. Now it's time to stop in. GE Landscape Supply sells to homeowners and contractors with a vast selection of landscaping and construction materials. They sell in bulk to save you money, and you can buy anything from a 5-gallon bucket to a semi-load. And don't forget, they deliver anywhere. Stop by 6701 Cornhusker Highway from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. on Saturdays. Go to GELandscapeSupply.com for more info or call 402-467-1627.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 40th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices. Celebrate the start of June in style with 2 great drinking events in Lincoln. First, this Friday, come down to Beer House's grand opening as they show off their expansion to double the size of their building. The party starts at 3 p.m. with live folk music starting at 7. And on Saturday, make plans to head on over to Sideshow Spirits and Cider for the first annual Nebraska Whiskey Carnival. Enjoy local Nebraska distilleries and their spirits, food vendors, and more. Event starts at 3 p.m. Buy your tickets ahead of time at sideshowspirits.com.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard, increase security, and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back, top of the 5 o'clock hour. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin on the ones and twos, making us look good and sound good. This is Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients and Butcher Shop, located at 84th and Havelock. Like I always like to say, every type of meat, every type of cuts. Go in there and see what's up. We talked about it. We'll talk a little bit about it. We will probably need to give more time to Casey coming back because the roster management is actually something that we just were talking about.
That's a full segment, bro. That's a full segment.
But we need to get a half a segment and another full segment. Yep. So just real quick, with the Boston Celtics, obviously bringing their coach back and keeping Jaylen Brown as of right now. I think what people sometimes I always look at it. Okay, Boston made their decision, right? It's almost like the draft, right? Once a team decides who I'm picking number one, then everybody else can kind of operate, whether it's late free agency and then obviously throughout the rest of the draft. So now when you're thinking about, can somebody pry Damian Lillard out of Portland, right? So can somebody trade for Trae Young? And what are the dominoes or the secondary casualties or moves after that? Right? Or before it that leads to Trae Young getting moved, right? Because what happens is, in my opinion, with these GMs, because I think it's portable between NFL, hockey, not really hockey, they usually stay pat, but NFL and NBA is, if I'm say I'm the Atlanta Hawks, right? And we had a sneaky, decent, good year. We just need to gel our two guards, and we got a great roster or a great starting five, right? We believe in it, but we're just not playing well. We hired a new coach who we believe in, obviously. But then say somebody in the East, say Philly trades or somehow brings somebody in that's a better fit with Embiid and Nurse.
Dame.
Right?
Dame to Philly.
Or just say Philly makes a move.
Yeah.
Right? Or moves.
Mm-hmm.
Or Milwaukee makes moves.
Frightening.
Or something happens.
Right.
Well, then Atlanta, and the only reason I say Atlanta because I really like the roster, or somebody else, could say maybe the Hornets, but there's somebody else. They're like, oh, the move that we were thinking about making at the trade deadline, right? All-Star break, we got to make it right now. So you get teams to actually move faster, and then the dominoes will always start to move, and then it spills over into the East. If I'm a team that needs a young, talented player. So let's talk about Philly, right? Let's just assume James Harden wants to go back to Houston and be, club honest. James Harden is telling you, without telling you, that he don't want to win. He is. Now, he played admirably at times this year, and he looked in shape. But if you want to go back to Houston, you're telling me that, yes, you're a Hall of Fame player, and for a 4 or 5 year period, you were one of the most prolific scorers, but you're telling me you don't want to win a championship, so I don't want you in my building.
Let me play this another way. So through his trade out of Houston and then the other trades that moved talent out of Houston, what Houston has done is the same thing that Utah is doing, which is accumulating assets. Nobody in the NBA has more assets than the Houston Rockets right now.
Sure.
And if you're a point guard, an aging point guard, you can still hit threes, but you don't want to carry. You don't want to carry it. But you led the entire world in assists. Where else would you want to be?
Right where you led the world in assists.
That thing that's there, maybe those people telling you, you know what, it's time for you to go. Like, because that's the actual story. That the Sixers have kind of pushed, as much as they're saying Harden wants to be somewhere else, that's narrative directive.
But why would he want to go to Houston? Because I forget who said it. It was somebody, I think the Dallas Mavericks said these guys, they out there playing. They're not even playing real basketball.
Well,
so now you're going to go play with a bunch of teenagers that don't have any knockdown shooters and try to massage it that you want to go back and get the assist. James Harden wants to be back to Houston because he loves the city of Houston. He is not trying to win an NBA championship.
I get what you're saying, but there's that part of me, like you got people in Houston. I got people in Houston that ask the question, is James Harden dumb? Would you think of him as a bad business person?
He's done really well, but anytime somebody turns down $50 million, I got.
Do you think
he's stupid?
Do you think he's high IQ? Basketball IQ?
I think he's decent. I don't think it's high IQ.
Okay.
I think it's in the upper echelon. Yeah,
right.
For sure.
So something about it doesn't add up, which makes me think there is a plan. And if you told me that James Harden could go to Houston and be the leader of young people who will accept his wisdom rather than people that will reject it and deny it, and he gets right, and then he gets to live in the space, and he doesn't have to carry the team.
Yeah,
he just has to be there when they need him.
If he's looking at this as a swan song, I see it. Only thing I will push back on that point, which you had a very good point, is that if Daryl Morey was still in Houston, I would believe it. Daryl Morey is the one that got him to Philly. That's his boy. Now you're going to leave your boy because, really, to be honest with you, if Daryl Morey, you remember when they used to have those like mafia shows, he's a hitman, so that or and then they'd have him in a room like this, but you only see a silhouette.
Yeah.
So if you had Daryl Morey in a room like that, he would trade Embiid and keep James Harden.
That part.
He won't say it in front of everybody, but if he had his druthers, he would do that. That's why I have a problem with James Harden, because the easy move is to go back to Houston. And all those reasons are great, right? But if you really want to be a champion, then you think, let's just play. If you really want to be a champion, okay, you opt out of Philly, okay, then you go to Boston, because you got two bona fide closers and superstars that need somebody to.
He would never go in Boston, but because of the city, because of the very first thing you said,
right?
The city, he would not go to the city. But I think you're dead on in the NBA has transformed from having a superstar and a bunch of role players to having two superstars and role players to now it's 3 and then it's 4. And the league has changed. So in Boston and Philly, the question would be, we'll know who Boston is if they move Jaylen Brown. Because you're saying, I'm taking a step back. Because no matter who you get, it's a step away from where you are. The same thing makes me question Philly. If you are just another Embiid progression year from being the best team in the East with James Harden, why do you make the change? Harden's not the reason why you got beat.
Embiid was.
Right. So if you're going to make that decision, wouldn't a smart exec say, look at the league now, how it's played. One of those players, you won the MVP, and the player who led the league in assists, feeding that MVP, you figure out everything else.
Yeah. See, I think your example of it is Denver. See, I think you have two superstar players and then two players that aren't exactly superstars, but they're not role players. So they're like middle players, but upper echelon middle players. So those two upper echelon middle players are Porter and Gordon, right? So those are the guys, like in a 7-game series, You expect Porter to have a really good game or two, Gordon to have a really good game or two, just in case Joker's in foul trouble, Jamal Murray's not hitting. Well, then we still have two superstars and a closer with an identity. Philly doesn't. Philly has that. Really, when you think of Maxey, Tobias Harris is probably a little bit lower than that. The problem is with Philly, right? And maybe this is James Harden understanding, because you got to think Jimmy Butler's been there, right? James Harden been there. But they didn't want to bring back Jimmy Butler, but I think Jimmy Butler,
which we still got to question Philly, and its leadership,
and this 100% being in on Embiid is, I think Embiid, if somebody needs the change, because James Harden has showed you he can change. He has changed. Is pass first, hit the open threes. He has changed his game, and is off the court habits, and he's still, in shape, but the dumb thing talking about going out of town and stuff, that's him feeling himself a little bit. Is Embiid the way he plays, right? Being so he's so ball dominant, but he's an over dribbler. I always talk to kids in high school. If you can't get into your shot or what you're going to do in 2 or 3 dribbles, 4 at the max, you're wasting your time, you're wasting the team's time, and that's a lost possession. If you watch Embiid, he's great, right? But Embiid is the most effective when he's 1 or 2 dribbles. He's making a decision, whether it's passing out of double teams or he's getting into a shot. And he has a plethora of moves. But when he came back, it was 3.5 plus dribbles. That stymied the whole offense. It stymies the whole team. So if I'm Nurse coming in, I'm saying, look, I've won an NBA championship. You have not. Daryl Morey, I've won an NBA championship and you hired me. You have not. This is what needs to happen. If it doesn't happen, I'm just going to be like Doc Rivers. I'm going to be getting a paycheck from you.
I want to throw this at Austin, because this is the point of reference. If you're thinking elite organization, high level of success, but they can't get over the hill. You're playing against a team that's playing at its best. Let's take Duke, where you have Hurley and Leitner, and you're just dominant. You're on a run. You're knocking off Kentucky.
You see Austin perked up
right. But you're taking on, like, you knock off Kentucky. You're knocking off big time programs, and then you face the monster, and you fail. You fail miserably against UNLV.
Worst failure in title game history.
Right,
fail.
ever. You can't be any lower, having been number 2 in the country. And what they did was brilliant, and we don't give it enough credit. Programs that stay to the tune, stay to who you are, they simply got better with one more player. And into the door walks Grant Hill.
Yeah, he was a problem.
Right? Grant Hill walks in. Right?
He wasn't just a guy.
Well, but everybody in the NBA is possibly a dude that is your 3A, your 3B. Everybody.
Yeah.
So it's much easier to find a 3A than it is a 1B.
Yeah.
So anybody that makes the decision to just throw out 2 perennial consensus All-Americans, not all-stars, I'm questioning your thinking, because that's not good business. That's not a good business decision.
The issue, too, is that I don't know how many 3As are out there. I mean, there was the big 3, era when you had, LeBron, Bosh, and Wade. You had
Bosh. Is he really a 3A?
But that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of the guys that should be 3As think of themselves as 1B or 1A.
Because they were
they've always
they were the only thing with a heartbeat and pulse.
Right. Whereas Grant Hill coming in, he had those 2 established guys ahead of him.
Right.
He knew. And in that era, you knew. That's what you're going to do.
And there wasn't nobody that was number 3 that could hang with Grant Hill at 18 years old.
And that's what UNLV, who had 3. Like, their 3 was Stacey Augmon. Right? When you go, wait a minute.
Now, let me ask you this. let me ask you this, DP. You talked about management making mistakes of jettisoning, whether it's Brown or James Harden. On the flip side, let's talk about management, aka Rob Pelinka, or even the Clippers, right? Letting Kawhi pick his guy. Paul George, I think, has played decent, but is it worth not going to play with LeBron? I'd probably say no, because both of you guys don't play. Both of you guys are hurt.
Yeah.
Rob Pelinka, the same thing. What research did you show? Did you do? Okay, outside of looking on ESPN.com to think that the guy that was the franchise player down in New Orleans when they had nothing so easily was okay with letting you have him, and you didn't think something was up. Like when was the light gonna go on? It's like, you know what, this is too good to be true. 6'11", can handle the ball, used to be a guard, dominant on the defensive end, has 3-point range, can take you off the dribble, right? He can be a drive and dive guy. You didn't think it was. I mean, you didn't think that was too good to be true.
Would ask, who is he? Like, people talk about talent all the time, talk about skill sets. Okay, fine. The same thing in coaches. You know what? He runs this scheme. No, but who are you? And there are a lot of weird dudes with talent.
But see,
there are a lot of weird dudes that don't fit in anywhere.
But I think though, Anthony Davis isn't the Anthony Davis that he probably met or did his recon on. Because I'm telling you, when you reach success, however you perceive it, or actually get it, which is an NBA championship, and then they anoint you the next great in the Lakers, and playing for the Lakers, the Knicks, and the Celtics is totally different.
Yep.
How you handle that means you're a totally different person. Because if I won a Super Bowl, Jay Foreman's career is a lot different thought of than just having a decent career, like I had. So you can't forecast that, because if they had two DPs sitting there,
but you better know. You look, I better know.
But you don't know, because they hadn't won anything.
No, look, if in the literally
that's
the
like
year
the
year you were being drafted.
Right.
And my biggest frustration about being around several NFL teams is that the three teams I was around all loved Jay Foreman. They all loved Jay Foreman. They all talked about, okay, great pedigree, great program, but coachable, right? Because you can't play for Coach Tom without being coachable. You can't be in that system without being a team worker, right? All the things. They checked all the boxes. And when they talked about it, this is a dude we love, because he'll come in, he'll play his role, he'll do the things we need for him to do early year 1, year 2, which is play special teams. He's not going to cause a problem off the field. Like, they did and a good heart. Like, that dude has a heart. And the part that most execs fail at is that they haven't figured out how to measure heart and character yet. And sometimes talent doesn't have those two things.
Yeah.
Like, that's just it. And the biggest misses come from executives who have never had to rely on character and heart. They don't work from it. Remember, coaches and execs manage and coach from their own existence. You can't be any other way. Like, that's just who you are. You coach the way you played the game because it's what you know and what you trust. And most of the execs have never
So
had.
you're saying the coach that if you were a coach at Nebraska and then you just kind of was like smoke screening everybody, then that's the way you was as a player.
Didn't we watch Succession? Didn't we all just watch Succession? Didn't we all just watch Succession? That tells you that success in America are a bunch of basic disconnected people who have been told that they're special.
I'm just asking you a straightforward question.
Yes is the answer. Yes is the answer.
We in good hands then, because
yes.
Matt Rule came from the bottom. Now he's
yes.
at the top.
Yeah, well, listen.
He had to grind it up there.
Look, everybody knows where Matt Rule's from. And we know where he got his iron sharpened. And what we hope is that some of that Penn State iron sharpened, old Penn State iron sharpened, shows up in Lincoln. We don't know, because you still have to deal with all the coaches and hope that they got sharpened by the same steel he did. We don't know that. And also, is Matt Rule's biggest question for me isn't about integrity or knowledge of game or any of that. My biggest question for Matt Rule is, what your boys going to do? Like, what your boys going to do? And if they rally for him, cool, bet. It's going to be successful. But Matt Rule might be prepared to handle the media of Lincoln, Nebraska, which is different than any other college town we can think of. How do them dudes handle having no secrecy, no privacy, everybody in your business, everybody tracking everything you do, and everybody questioning you whether they know the game or not. That's that stuff, man. Like, so the Sixers are in that place.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell's greatest issue with Quinn Snyder was that Quinn Snyder was a coach on the court. Donovan Mitchell was always the elite athlete. He's a creative. One's linear, one's creative. Donovan's like, how come you don't see it the way I see it? And Quinn's going, how come you don't see it the way I see it? It's just not going to work. So
yeah, Rudy Gobert too.
Yeah, well,
they traded Rudy
culturally different. Like people think all NBA dudes are one thing. No, they are not.
No,
that dude. Yeah, man. That's how chemistry works. The draft really should be about, and free agency in every sport should be about does this person match what I'm trying to do. This is what, and I'll say it again. What bothers me about Nebraska athletics, and I'll say it and I'll get in trouble for it, but okay, go ahead, is that there are dudes like Jay Foreman, high IQ, high integrity, high heart, high character, hard work, and they're outside the program. And it bothers me. I'm just saying it. I'm not telling anybody how to hire their people. It's your job. Do your thing. But you can't tell me that they're a better coach. There's a better coach on this staff that knows the game, cares about the game, cares about the university, cares about the kids, cares about honoring all of this thing that is Nebraska football and football itself than the dude sitting next to me. Real talk.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, but I mean, they seem to be in the right direction. We'll see.
I'm rooting for them, cheering for them.
Right.
And I said yesterday, for anybody
Could
said
be
DP
worse.
don't like none of this assistance, I told y'all yesterday, Tony White is one of my favorite dudes. Love.
Look, man, here's what I'll say.
Satterfield, let's go get coffee. I'm cool with that.
Here's what I'll say about having a young staff, right? And this is where I do have a problem with, I guess, media people, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just say here's what would happen. Let's just play. You know what? We'll go to break. We'll play a little devil's advocate because I know exactly how this would work. So Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, we're going to go to break. We're going to play devil's advocate if Coach Foreman actually was a coach. I can guarantee you what some people would say, which would be no different than what's being said about some of the assistants. So after that, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Nebraska's favorite vape shop,
Generation V.
providing friendly, personalized service and the largest selection of vaporizers and e-liquid flavors in the state.
Generation V.
Generation V will beat or match any local competitor's price. With a huge selection, great service, and the lowest prices, Generation V is your one-stop shop for all your vaping needs.
Generation V.
With 4 Lincoln locations, visit us on the web at generationv.com. E-cigs contain nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Smoked meats, amazing sides. The only problem when they fix you a plate is that at some point, that plate will be empty. But hear me out. What if that plate was never empty? That dream can be your reality with the Mary Ellen's Express Lunch Buffet. From 11 to 2 every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and even Saturday. One price, all you can eat, and it even comes with a drink. Tell your boss you're taking a long lunch and get down there. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul at 29th and Pine Lake. Let them fix you a plate.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home, so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 48th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Integrated Life Choices has been inspiring opportunities for individuals with disabilities for more than 15 years in Lincoln and across Nebraska by offering a number of services. From group homes to independent living resources and job training, you'll find the support that allows people to live fulfilling lives. They're also hiring. If you're looking for a rewarding career supporting people with developmental disabilities, you can check out open positions along with learning more about services at ilc.net. Integrated Life Choices.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. When it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to win a chance of a lifetime. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium in 2024. One lucky winner will have the chance to walk away with $500,000 at the end of the show.
Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Scattered thunderstorms a possibility today. It will be another warm one. We'll top out at around 87. South winds a little strong, gusting over 20 at times. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 65. More chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and remaining warm with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa Cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Liberty First makes switching easy, and Kasasa checking is always free. See libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Old School with DP and J.
Remember, we still got to factor in the offensive line, the receivers
I'm
we
not
don't know
factoring that.
about.
I'm looking at individual here. Chuba has not done anything to date here.
He's been a starter here.
Oh, and
he's been a starter.
Okay,
here.
and the
That's
coach
one more.
Two coaches
that's
got
one,
fired.
He didn't get him fired. Look, Chuba ain't the reason why.
I'm not saying he get fired, but he didn't do anything. He didn't stop me from bringing in Jeff Sims.
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back. Last long segment on a Thursday. Hopefully everybody's staying out of the. I think there's some showers out there, so
it's raining.
Before we went to break, we wanted to play devil's advocate.
Come on, Jay.
Foreman was the coach, so Coach Foreman gets hired. Right, it's in the Lincoln Journal-Star and
and the state rejoices
in the Omaha World Herald and all over online or whatever. But I guarantee you,
T-shirts everywhere.
I guarantee you,
Foreman's fans
that some people that have voices would say, well, guess what they would say? Where's his experience? We don't know if he can recruit. Why hire him? You know what I'm saying? Right? So those three things. So when people talk about the staff being young, I always kind of put myself in their situation because it's just like a player, right? You know the player has talent, but then then when you hear a coach or like somebody that's close to the coaching staff says, well, he isn't play because he didn't have experience. Well, how the heck is he ever going to get experience? Like, how do you think Jay Foreman got in there in 1995 and played, 55, 60% of the time? I didn't play 100% of the time. I played 50. Well, before I did that, I had zero experience. You know what my experience was? Getting my head beat in and trying to find a way to dodge Corey Schlesinger after the first couple of days of ISO drills.
Find the hammer. Find the hammer.
I'm going to hit you on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'm dodging you, man. I'm done. Okay, you get me once a week. That's it. So, like Grant Wistrom, right? He went from high school to playing, and he didn't start, but he got experience. So even with his coaching staff, they don't have the, I guess, quote unquote experience of, obviously, if a Nick Saban or like a Todd Grantham that was there, or or like Ryan Day and it was Knowles, their defensive coordinator, or Brian Hartline and all that. But you got to think, before Brian Hartline really took off as a wide receiver coach, he was an assistant coach as a former player, getting a chance. You never heard once out of Ohio State talking about when he got hired as a wide receiver coach that he didn't have experience. So let's not hire him. They're like, okay, cool. Now he's going to be some growing pains, which would be with any coach, right? Now I see it both ways. I understand. Like, look, you got the four guys. I always said that you got the four main positions that have guys that have more experience, both in years on this earth and coaching, right? Mm-hmm. Offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, head coach. And then a lot of younger coaches that are just cutting their teeth. But you also have to remember when Coach Osborne took over, he didn't have any experience. And he was backing up coming after Devaney, and then a lot of the guys on the staff didn't have experience. So as long as they are truly invested in coaching, right? And I think is when the head coach is working along, and the head coach has to mentor, hold accountable, coach the coaches, applaud them, and push them on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis. Then you won't worry about it. But if I hire Austin to run my defense, and the only thing that he's ever done was kind of like hold cards, then it's like, okay, well, how fair am I being as Austin's, I guess, boss or head coach? Hire you and not support you. You get what I'm saying?
I think you nailed it on the head when you said about coaching and then listed everything that goes into coaching. I think a lot of times you see coaches who are in it for game days, who are in it for Saturdays, who are in it for Sundays, not in it for the actual coaching, teaching aspect.
Right. And that's 24/7, right? 24/7.
Everybody wants perks.
And that's
everybody don't want that work.
And so those assistant coaches are in it to win it like that. And I think, considering what has happened in the past, mm-hmm. right, which is the last staff and the previous staff and previous before that if you have a coach that gets out of his way, gets in his own way and starts to succumb to some sort of stardom or stops working or recruiting, I'd like to think that the move would be made, even though we'll try to help you find another spot, but it's just not here. Sure, I'd like every coach to be the best recruiter, the best at the position coach, but also people that are saying it, I see it both ways because someone's like, hey, man, this dude, so, the young receiver coach. But, I will say this about a coach, and I don't know whether he's going to be a good coach or not, but this is what I can say to be on the other side of it, right? And contrary to the belief that some people that they used to work here, Jay Foreman does not play both sides, okay? What I do is look at both sides of the thing and give everybody options to make their own decision, right? Because there was a coach that used to work here that used to always think that I play both sides because I came on the radio for 5 hours a week. Okay. That lets me know, number one, you're lazy and you don't know Jay Foreman. But I can say this from my own experience, and me not being a coach, but from me being a football player, I felt when I showed up at Nebraska, football acumen-wise, I was 2 or 3 years ahead of everybody or majority of people in my recruitment class. Mm-hmm. And it's not because I sat in and watched tape. It was because of the conversations that I had with my dad, all my uncles that aren't blood relatives.
Dan Marino in Miami.
Yeah, well, he was getting me in it. And the experiences that I had, both with Dan Marino and being a ball boy, and also the one person that I talked the most football with okay, is my grandmother who knew everything about football. And so where I learned a lot in football was when I was living in Frederick, Maryland with her, the Washington, at that time, the Redskins and the Pittsburgh Steelers used to they do their inter squad scrimmage
Carlisle, PA,
for a whole week though. And it was on TV every single day. And so we would watch that every single day. And they would have commentate, they'd have guys covering it. And so she would literally go over all the plays with me and then ask me at night and then ask me the next day. And I remember when I told her I was about to play my first varsity game as a sophomore or a freshman or sophomore, and she was like, when you're running to the right sideline, you got to have the ball, don't have it on the inside. You got to have it high and tight. You better not be fumbling. So when I showed up, I had that. So to a feather or to a check in the good part is McGuire as a wide receiver coach. I'd like to think, being a coach's son, right, that he was probably more privy and ready to be a young coach than say, hey, you're my buddy and you never coached before. Here you go, be a Power 5 coach, and you need to go and start recruit all these linebackers or whatever. I'd like to think that some of the frustrations that his dad came home and talked about, say, is recruiting, or this is a hotbed in Texas, or this is how you build a team, or this is what I've done well, or whatever, right? And his experiences that he heard, I'm assuming was, heard at the dinner table, probably accelerated his
in the
mind.
car. He learned more in the car than most fans.
From games, being in there, being in locker rooms. I mean, for me, getting ready for a game, I've already done it. Being a ball boy and seeing the difference between the first preseason game, the third preseason game, guys getting cut, making it, then getting ready for the season, and then seeing how they prepare for games of the season and seeing the total difference. So when I got here, that's what I referred back to. So that's where I was fortunate enough to do that. You know what I mean?
I don't, and it's, I want to be clear. I don't have issue with young coaches. I don't have problems with inexperienced coaches. My question is, in a space that has the legacy and has the tradition, but is now front and center in PTSD for fans. Like, these fans have been beat down, man, and they don't quit. Like, they still show up to take the beating again. So my worry is these fans are going to, like, you made a change. You went through 5 bad years. You made a change, hoping that it becomes different. And the hope is that it's different now, different soon. But the reality is probably not. And we'll be asked why. Well, I will tell you the truth all the time.
Right.
That we hope they've figured it out and that they've hired the right people, because recently they have not.
And time will tell, and time will tell. I think the best coaches start out, learn, readjust, go some more, learn some more, maybe fail, come back as a better version, continue to grow as a coach, continue to find new ways to be a better coach, and take Nebraska out of it. Brett Bielema, he came from Iowa, Iowa's coaching tree, went to Wisconsin under Barry Alvarez, run the ball, beat you up, play good defense. He went to Arkansas, had so success. So what did he do? He went around and found out how to be more explosive on offense, and then he had to evaluate his coaching staff, and he finally realized, actually, we have good coaches because all of them are getting jobs at other places. So he thought, I have to change my philosophy in order to be successful. So he left the Big Ten as one of the hottest coaches, and it was a surprise when he left to go to Arkansas. But the Big Ten was different then. Urban came and changed it. So he was able to go to the SEC and learn there after failing and go around to numerous places. Then he was an offensive line coach was the offensive or defensive line with the Patriots. I think he did, or assistant coach, because remember, and then learn all that stuff, learn a little bit of NFL offenses and defenses, right? Make more connections in coaching, and then come back to Illinois and really hit the ground running. And, obviously leapfrog some of the good stuff that Lovey did and a lot of the hard work that Lovey did. So, I think good
He's
coaches,
a student.
I think good coaches always are trying to be
And
better.
he's a fan of the game. There are a lot of talented coaches who have a high level of disdain for parts of the game and the people in it.
Well, there's a lot. There's a lot. There's
like that's the real.
Here's the one thing I learned about coaching. There's a lot of coaches that really enjoy the paycheck and really enjoy all the perks that come with it. The free car, probably and all this other stuff. Whether it's the head coach or assistant coaches.
Yep.
Like if you're paying me, just say that I was at. Just say I'm at Colorado. I'm Dion. You're paying me $5 million. And I really don't want to be available 24/7. I would ask somebody this, right? No matter what they're paying, because whatever you're getting paid here at Nebraska, correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably in the top because you're a state employee, right? Right, Austin, you're a state employee, right?
Number one.
You're a state employee.
Well, yes, the athletic department will tell you that you're not paid by the tax dollars as the head coach. It's all from within athletics, but you're still hired by
as
the
a state.
But you're hired by the state. No, I don't. All that stuff that's fine, whatever you want to say. But whether you're the head coach or an assistant coach with the football team, right? Whether you're a veteran head coach or a veteran assistant coach or a young and upcoming assistant coach, if you're one of the 11 or 10 or whatever it is, and maybe even some of the analysts, your base salary is probably in the top 5% of quote unquote state employees.
Correct.
So anything that you don't like to do, I don't give a damn. I really don't.
Say that louder for the people in the back.
I really don't. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why that changed my mindset is because, and this is a funny story, is when I lived in Charlotte in the off season, I was playing basketball because I was rehabbing my ankle. So I was like, man, let me go out here and just try to get up and down the court. So me and this other brother got into it, right? And he was a big old, he was a big dude, right? And we weren't going to throw hands, but he was trying to take me underneath, and I was, I threw him down, he threw me down, and we got into it, right? Find out he played basketball at Kansas State, right? And his name is Lloyd Parker. And so we kind of, we're friends now, and he worked at the Bank of America. And so he's like, where you from? Like Minnesota, and he didn't put two and two together, right? This is a funny story. So I used to also play basketball with Randy Moss and Dante Culpepper up at this called Crosstown. And he's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, when I lived up in Minnesota, I was just getting into the banking and stuff. And I went from Kansas State, and he played a little overseas. He's like, yeah, I used to go in there and play pickup game. He's like, man, this old washed up football player, man, Chuck Foreman used to be playing, right? Used to try to body check. He not realizing that's my dad. So then we was about to go round two. I was like, man, that's my dad, right? And we just both busted out laughing because he was dead serious. And it was funny because then I could imagine my dad going in there really thinking,
Debo Senior.
But what Lloyd talked to me about, right, is I don't know who it was holding out, and he was also talking about the CBA, the first when the stoppage.
Yeah.
He's like, whoever is in your leadership is stupid. He's like, because 99% of America don't feel sorry for you. He's like, actually 99.9 don't, because there's people that would wish to have your problems and you're complaining. Do the work and shut up. That changed my mindset. Now I get it. There's things with every single look. You're the president of the United States. You're the most powerful person in the world. I give or take, right? Depends on who's depending. But
right.
Look, I don't do politics. But if you are a president, or if you're the, whatever it is of a country, you are the most powerful person here in the United States. You're the most powerful person if you wanted to be. There's things that when you are in that position that you hate about that job.
Mm-hmm.
That's only natural. So for these coaches, right, that complain about like the ones that are the SEC, they're like
just making
talking
noise.
about NIL and tampering. How are you complaining about what you're doing?
You're in
Kirby
the elite.
Smart.
You're
How
in the
did you
penthouse.
how did you get Eric Gilbert to leave from LSU, okay, as the number one tight end in the nation, and end up on your campus by osmosis? You just he just 6'6", 280 some pounds, fell out the sky down there between the hedges. Hey, what are you doing here? I thought we just played against you. Oh, okay. You want to play?
No, they was at a rest stop and he's at the McDonald's and he's
Right.
just like, "Hey, coach."
Yeah, I was Baton Rouge. I just got lost. I got off on the wrong exit.
Yeah, what exit is Tuscaloosa anyway?
So I mean, at the end of the day, I just think it's like a lot of those. I mean, I get it, man. Look, family's important. Spending time with people that you, especially in this day and time, it's important. But also, it's your job. Yeah. So and it's not so.
It's a gift, man. That's why I said I love coming to work every day. I get to do this.
And I get it. Look,
like I get to do this.
I coach teenagers. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't know how many times I keep driving. I just drive off the frustrations. It's like, I don't know why the hell I do it. How did I do it again? I told myself I was going to quit, but it's rewarding.
Yeah.
And I'm doing it for free. And a lot of times I'm losing money doing it because I'm paying money in to get kids into tournaments and stuff like that. Whereas like when you're handsomely compensated, you know what I'm saying? That's almost as bad as somebody that's willing to go to bat for you and act like they turned against you.
Yeah.
See, that's how you get pimp slapped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll get off my soapbox. We're gonna come back with one short
yeah.
segment before we
want to shout out before we go to break. Want to shout out. So 3 Huskers achieve All-American status this spring.
Yes.
Aside from the track and field folks that are still in their business, but shout out. So for Billy Andrews, 3rd-team All-American at shortstop. Max Anderson, 2nd-team All-American at second base. Bryce Matthews, 3rd-team All-America. Congratulations, Huskers.
Yeah,
job
big
well
time. All of them banging them home runs. That's what I like to see, the home runs. So with that being said, we're going to go to break, come back probably for about 2-second segment. There's Jake Sorensen, so we're going to see if we can jack Jake up a little bit, get his preview on his ride. We got to do countdown to Jake Frashant in Farley's ride to Indianapolis. Jay Foreman, DP Austin. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
It's May, and that means the school year is almost over and summer road trips are on the horizon. Stop telling yourself you'll upgrade your car someday and do it now. Mullen Motors lot is full of great vehicles to take home so you don't have to worry about your current car barely surviving another road trip. Come check out their lot just north of 40th and Layton and find your next ride. Summer road trips are just around the corner. Mullen Motors.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive certified Piedmontese beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Scattered thunderstorms a possibility today. It will be another warm one. We'll top out at around 87. South winds a little strong, gusting over 20 at times. Slight chance of thunderstorms tonight with a low of 65. More chances of thunderstorms tomorrow and remaining warm with a high of 87. I'm meteorologist Tim Wright for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. When it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to win a chance of a lifetime. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium in 2024. One lucky winner will have the chance to walk away with $500,000 at the end of the show.
Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa Cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa Cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Liberty First makes switching easy, and Kasasa checking is always free. See libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
This is Bud Seinhorst, President and CEO of LIBA, the Lincoln Independent Business Association. Join us every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket for the LIBA Business Hour, as we discuss local business and highlight those who are thriving in the Lincoln area. It's the LIBA Business Hour, Saturdays from 9 to 10 a.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $24.11 per hour, which grows to $28.27 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $32.76 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salaried jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
General contractors, business owners, property owners. The success of your business requires doing business with the right people. And the right people, when it comes to drywall, acoustical ceilings, and specialty products, are at Premier Drywall. Kevin and his crew will give your project the response and attention it deserves.
You'll get all of the attention to detail and quality that you would expect from someone who's been in the business for 30 years. For your new builds, build-outs, or renovations, reach out to Kevin. Kevin at premierdw.com. Premier Drywall in Lincoln.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey, AG, they thought, they think all brothers look the same. You know what I'm saying?
No, I thought we were moving on to my show. That's what I looked at.
Well, this is the crossover anyway.
Yeah.
So when you have
Tim
another
Hardaway
show,
killer crossover.
Yeah, this is the crossover.
This is what I want to ask you, AG. What's up? Did you hoop in high school?
Yes, for fun.
Did you play on Central's team?
No, that was the only sport I had no confidence in my dribble skills.
But I know you could jump out the gym though, because I know you because you don't have to be a good basketball player, because I know you would probably posterize and catch them off.
I did.
Yeah.
The senior, did you have the senior faculty basketball game?
Yeah.
We had that my senior year. I'm in the paint. I'm on the soccer coach / social studies coach.
Oh.
In the paint. I get the lob in and I just drop step straight up. Bang them. And the whole crowd, all the kids went crazy.
See AG just
And I was like, I just screamed in his face. There was nothing else to do.
Like he transferred the next morning.
Right.
I graduated.
No, the social studies teacher. He was like, he put his resignation in right away.
He went right over to Fremont.
No, he
He
stayed.
He over there at Fremont.
And he was a coach. He was a teacher that I talked to in the hallway, so I felt bad after.
After you seen him, he was like,
I
ain't coming back after
I
the
ain't
first
come here for this, AG.
Man, I dunked on.
Hey, you get out there. You get out there, play basketball. You get caught slipping.
You're right.
You know,
Mr. Stevenson.
Hey, I was like, sorry. I was so hurt. I was like, sorry, Teach. My bad.
AG, I want to ask you, man. Everybody, I know my moment when you get your head busted in the league. I was like, hey, I don't know who that dude is, and I got to find that dude from St. Louis Rams. I mean, he hit me so hard. I was like, damn.
Okay. Yep.
Who? What do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. It was a couple.
Who was it?
The first one was John Lynch.
Well, see, that's not so bad because he caught everybody.
Right. And so Tampa week is my first year in Green Bay, 2000 season, and Dorsey's like, AG, you got to watch out for 55, 47, 20, and 53. And I'm like, all right, I know what he's talking about. I was like, okay. He said, because if you lose any of them, especially 47, it's going to be a problem. That's how he said it. This was on Wednesday film, first day of practice. We're breaking down film. I'm like, okay, I got it. All right. And of course, first series, second play, I'm doing my check. And I'm like, dang, I can't find him before the ball snap.
Right.
It's a run play. And it's to the right, but I see the cutback. I cut back and for 47. Yeah. I was like, oh. You know how in Tommy Boy, where it's like, I don't feel nothing here. I don't feel nothing here. But right in here, it felt like something hit me.
Right. That was it.
That was 4-7.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And I came to the sideline and say, Dorsey, I was not paying it. I was trying my hardest to find him, but you dead on. 47. You got to find that guy. And then Minnesota Vikings, Robert Griffin.
Yeah,
he wasn't a big.
No, he was small.
He was small. Like he was a basketball player
dude.
built.
Mm.
Lean and tall and long.
Yeah, but he could hit though.
And and the same thing, it was Dorsey. We hear him talking, getting ready for film. And he said, hey, AG, hey man, I gotta tell you, I don't know what I did. Because Robert Griffin hit you like he's mad at you. I was like, I must have cheated on his daughter or his sister or something. Because he hits me like I didn't hurt somebody in his family.
Yeah.
I was like, he hit like that. He's like, gee. When he hits, it hurts. I was like, and then when I saw him, I'm like, man, he's not that big.
Because he wore these big old pads, but they hung off of him because he really he don't lift weights.
Right.
But he was tagging people though.
And then he didn't have no thigh pads, no knee pads in his pants because he's a DB. So even his legs look even smaller. His shoes look like a 5-year-old was wearing their mom and dad's shoes. That's what he looked like.
Yeah, he was out there all feet in long arms,
collecting bodies, just collecting bodies
right off the rip.
But could bring it.
AG, you know who got me, man? Did you play with Max Strong?
Yep.
Man, listen, and it wasn't an ISO because I knew what fullback because there's two different types of fullbacks. Ones that you got to be ready for, and ones that be out there faking it.
True.
And Max Strong was ones you got to be ready for. So it's my rookie year, and people don't realize once you make the team, you could be inactive. So I'm finally active, and you can go from chilling to starting.
It's game time.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was just active for special teams. And I mean, I would have got in on somebody, but then I started 2 weeks later. So I'm running down on kickoff, and I'll never forget it was me and Antoine Winfield. Me and Antoine pretty tight. And so I was like, oh man, because Bruce DeHaven was our special teams coach. So the rookies, you hitting the wedge. This is back when you ran the wedge.
I was part of that.
So it was me.
In 1999.
So Antoine was out. He the first round pick. He the R1. So he don't want to get touched. But Antoine would hit you. It was Rayon Hill. We used to call him, I'll say Dookie Ray because he looked. That's how he looked in his uniform. He wore a hockey elbow pad.
A hockey elbow.
And he had these old gloves from LSU that had the fingers out. He looked like he was listening. He looked like he was driving a car with listening to Paul Hardcastle. You know what I mean? And he had the knuckles out. That's how Rayon. But Rayon could hit though. Rayon's R2, and I'm R3. And we knew
was R5 for Seahawks and Green Bay.
So I knew the wedge was coming.
I was the wedge buster.
This is back when they had the 3-person wedge.
Yeah,
and it was two guys had to fit.
Linemen.
Yeah, fit in there. But Max Strong was in there.
Yep.
He was on the inside. So Bruce DeHaven was like, hey, listen, y'all two on pretty much suicide mission. So I'm like, hey,
I was in this game.
I'm hitting this bad boy running. Okay, because I'm getting down there before they get momentum.
That's what I was doing.
So I didn't have no thigh pads, anything in there. And I went and got some cross trainer shoes, and because they was light, and put the spat in. Yeah. I hit that line like 100 miles an hour. I had to head back, everything. Rayon's coming with me. So we going. And then as you about to hit that wedge, you kind of get low, right?
Yep.
Out of my peripheral, the turf monster got Ray.
And he falls.
Let me tell you something. So I ain't, it's like I'm still going. The last thing I remember, okay, because I'm hitting in between.
Abort.
I'm hitting in between these two.
Yeah.
But out of my peripheral again, I see Max Strong. Because remember, he had that face, he had the little U right there.
Yep.
Man, he hit me in the side of the head. The only thing, and it felt like, what was it when Rocky lost to Clubber Lang and he was falling over?
Yeah.
I hit the wedge good, right? And somebody came make the tackle. But the thing that woke me up was hitting the ground, right? And I got up. Drunk man. Ooh. I ran to the Seattle sideline, right? Gabe Northern came and grabbed me, and the ref was like, "You all right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I wasn't all right.
Yeah, you weren't.
So that's how I got hit.
I remember that game.
That's how I got hit by Max Strong.
That was my first game playing in Buffalo. So
Max
I was probably the kickoff returner.
Hit your boy right here.
So y'all are gonna do your NFL show, right? Like that's gonna happen, right?
Man, he hit me like that.
Yeah,
boy.
we need to make this
I had to get him back though, AG.
We need to make
You have to.
Yeah.
And I got John Lynch back.
Yeah.
I got Robert Different back.
Yeah, you got to get him back.
It's like, okay, you got me.
Yeah.
You know how we used to do in practice. Oh, you got, good hit, Jay.
But I trained all off season for Tony Richardson though. Because Tony Richardson, man. He cheap shotted me one time, and like my whole, like literally felt like I broke my neck. My whole body, like when I could walk, but I was like numb. And he was almost thinking about retiring. And then I remember this is when it was kffl.com where you get like Amon Green got traded or Jay Foreman got traded.
Yeah.
And then, that was back when you had like dial-up computers. So I'm on a computer, and it said Tony Richardson decides to come back and play with the Chiefs. Oh, no. I went right to the gym. I was like, yeah,
it's about to get
it's murder session. Hey. In Kansas City, there was a dead body, number 49. It was personal. I was not going. Priest Holmes, you can have whatever the heck you want. I'm killing you today, and I'm not stopping to the end of the game.
I've had that.
So good.
I've had that on the same.
Gary Walker said, "What was wrong with you?" I said, "Don't worry about it.
I had the same conversation with my running back coach.
It be like that sometimes.
It
man.
do. You
it
gotta
be like that.
It just said you a heat-seeking missile. Don't see nothing else.
Yeah, it was personal. Cool.
Yep. For sure. I'll tell you that story. Woo-wee.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. The home of Kansas City Royals baseball. KMTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Y'all feeling lucky? Luke Combs here, and I have an exclusive opportunity for you to win $500,000 by joining me in the Living Lucky with Luke Combs lottery experience. When it rains, it pours for lucky fans and lottery players who enter to win a chance of a lifetime. Join me in Nashville for a private concert at the iconic Ryman Auditorium in 2024. One lucky winner will have the chance to walk away with $500,000 at the end of the show.
Details at nelottery.com. Living Lucky with Luke Combs ticket top prize odds 1 in 128,000.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
This is Brian at Midwest Bank, and we've been proudly serving clients in the Lincoln community since 2008, and we're excited to open a second location in January 2024 at 70th and Pioneers Boulevard. Our new branch will provide all the convenient services you're looking for in a bank, along with the friendly staff we're known for. Whether you're starting a business or expanding your business, our team is here for you. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Find out more at midwestbank.com, member FDIC.
There's never been a better time to earn more on your checking account. Open a free Kasasa cash checking account with Liberty First Credit Union and earn up to 5.5% APY for up to $40,000. It's simple. Open your Kasasa cash checking account online or stop into any of the 4 Lincoln locations or Seward and Omaha branches. Easy and Casasa check is free. See libertyfirstcu.com for details. Federally insured by NCUA. Liberty First Credit Union. Banking with purpose.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Cobble Chevrolet GMC, and we are celebrating a record sales month in April, and we're going to let it roll and crank up in the month of May. We have some big discounts and special interest rates going on this month on selected new in-stock Sierras and Silverados. Buy a new Silver or Sierra, get $3,000 off or 1.9% interest. You heard right, $3,000 off or 1.9% interest on new and pre-owned GM certified units. So stop on in and see us or check us out online at Cobble